Hey everyone, we are Team CGI. I'm George Minhall, the team leader. Introduce my associates. This is Benjamin Mandel, and this is Wesley Phillips. When we set out to make this project, we set out to make something that was customizable. It's something that did a few features really well, and what we mean by that is they could be applied to a lot of different circumstances. And some of the features that we'd like to show are account creation, which we've already shown. It's a fully working account creation, and we get a lot of important information up front. Workout recommendations that are dynamically generated based on experience levels and goals using the program. And progress tracking and analyzation, which can be, also it's dynamic, it's updated depending on what your experience level or your goal is.
Okay. When you're an experienced user, you will go to the home page whenever you log into a virtual fitness trainer. And after you go to work out at the gym, you come home and you know you need to record your workout. First thing I ask is your date, of course, for tracking. And then it'll give you a list of your exercises from your custom workout routine that VFT has already picked out for you. Now, we do allow some flexibility. If you decide not to stick with the routine, you can also pull another exercise from the VFT database, which has over 200 exercises. And then, of course, you put in the amount of weights and reps you've done. And then there's another button called Generate. This is where you go in to generate a brand new workout routine, and depending on your experience level, it goes to different screens. So if you're a beginner, you'll be assigned a one total body workout, but if you're intermediate, you'll have an option of one total body workout or two split workouts, where total body workouts can be 3 times a week, and 2 split workouts like upper body and lower body the other half, and that'll be a total of 4 workouts a week. And then if you're advanced, you'll also have an option of 2 workouts, or you can select your own exercises and create your own routine from scratch.
Okay, so I'm going to talk about the charting. We use a WPF toolkit to get graphing ability, so the user can actually graph their progress. What we have is a workout database table as well as a tracking table. And the workout table will contain the exercises, but not necessarily the days in which it was performed. That's in the tracking table, which records the weights as well as the reps and sets that were done. What the charting page does is it lets the user select an exercise from one of their workouts. It then looks in the tracking table to see what weights they've recorded, and then it graphs the data in which the exercise was performed with the maximum weight that was lifted for that exercise on that day. And then it'll graph various days, so dates on the x-axis and weight on the y-axis. Then we have an analyze page, and with the analyze page, its goal is to recommend a weight range for a particular exercise that is ideal based on the user's goal and experience. So the user will go and pick a day that they've done a workout on. It'll display the exercises that they did that day, and then the user will select one of the exercises. Then, based on this concept of a 1 rep max, which is a way of calculating without actually lifting the maximum weight you can lift, it actually calculates based on, well, I did 10 reps at 150. There's a formula that will roughly estimate what your maximum weight would be. You don't want to do the maximum weight yourself because it can be dangerous sometimes to try to really exert yourself completely. So based on the user's goal and experience, it will recommend a weight range. So for example, toning, if you're toning, you're going to be using a lower weight with more reps. It will display an appropriate amount.
Finally, we have a user button feature. The button is actually, it displays what your username is. doesn't say user, but you can update your account information, you can reset important values like your age, your weight, your height. You can also select a new experience level, because that's probably going to change over time, and a different goal, like if you don't want to feel like bulking up anymore, you can change your goal to I don't know, toning up or something, and the program will actually respond differently to you depending on what your goal and your experience level is. So we'd like to get into a demo now. So last time we presented this for prototype, we walked you through account creation, which took in some of those values we talked about just a second ago, like your experience, your age, your weight, those types of things. And now we're going to show you what we can do with those values once we have them. So once you log in, you're navigated to the home page. For instance, if you want to record a workout, maybe I should start with chart. If you want to see, for example, what you've already done. So this user, John Doe, he's done some barbell bench presses, and these are charted against the I think the maximum weight according to date. So he's done some exercises between the 28th and November 1st. Now, if I went back to record, I would select the calendar day. I would choose an exercise. Let's do a bench press. And reps 10. And weight, let's say 150. Save that. Now we'll go back to the charting page, and we'll see that it reflects the input that the user gives the program. If we were to keep on doing this, it would continuously reflect the inputs that we're giving them. Also, if you wanted to, let's say, analyze something you've done, so you click on the calendar day, select an exercise, and based on the goal that the user has set for himself, how he wants to use the program, we give him a recommendation on how much he should be lifting, at what weight. To check that, we could go to the user button to see what his goal and his experience level is. He's an intermediate user, and his goal is to build muscle and bulk up. Now let's say he wanted to change. He wants to tone. He wants to change his goal. He wants to tone up, not bulk up. And he is going to become an advanced user because he's been using the program for a while. So once you've put in the changes that you'd like to make, we require that you restart the program. And once the program is restarted after another successful launch and login, you'll see all of these changes reflected. And based on the changes, say we went back to the analysis page, we would select the same workout from the same day, and you would get a different analysis recommendation based on your goal. Let's go back. Third. As you can see, the changes have been reflected. Now also, because he's an advanced user now, if he wants to, let's say, get rid of the workout that we've recommended for him, he's advanced, so he can create his own custom workout now. So we go to the generate page. By the way, these options would be different if he was a beginner or an intermediate user. Select next. This probably looks familiar if you saw the prototype presentation. We just refitted it for the navigation frame. So let's say he wants to do some back exercises. Maybe a second workout. And we would require you to change it again, but that's basically the gist of it. You can track your progress, you can generate new workouts, you can chart your progress to visualize what you've done. You can get analysis based on your goal and your experience level, and you can change your information on the fly, which reflects how the program responds to you. At this time, we'd like to open up the floor to questions and concerns.
How do you anticipate this being used? You're going to go to a gym and you generate some type of report or something that you would bring with you and write down how many reps you did at each weight or how many sets you did, or how would you use this in the weight room per se? I mean, you get the information at your desktop or your laptop, of course, and then you go to the gym. How do you make that transfer? How do you?
The best answer I can give you, the most realistic answer I can give you, is that we have considered making this a mobile application. It was a suggestion, I'll be honest, it was a suggestion at midterm. We hadn't considered it until then, but I thought it was a good suggestion. And unfortunately, I mean, if we were developing this professionally, that's definitely something that we would consider doing. Because I do think it is the right way to go,
Okay.
but, you know.
Yeah, no, that was what I was kind of leading to. Because pretty much everyone has their phone at the gym, and you could put that information as you go along. So I'm glad that you would thought about that. And of course, it's a semester, so you can't do everything that you'd like, but I'm glad you support that.
As far as the image, with it cutting off on the side there, what, do you have a reason as to why it doesn't resize itself and fit itself to the screen?
I think that has something more to do with the projector than.
Yeah, we hadn't seen that before.
I guess it's actually showing good on the laptop.
Yes.
Okay.
You want to go check, Steve? No, I'm good.
I just remember that.
I noticed you had to restart the program a couple times. Is there any way around that? Maybe like pulling everything from the database again, or is that just kind of?
Well, we definitely think that it has something to do with the database. Perhaps how we're storing the information, or it might even be how we're retrieving the information from the database. But that is a bug that we're dealing with, and I don't see that it would be a tremendously complicated thing to fix. But
Can you resize the window at all?
no,
Any other questions?
intentionally we disabled that.
You have a question, Deb? Go ahead.
The information that you had like on the side, like whenever things were adjusted, one question is, where did you get that information, and can it be adjustable between male and female? Because
You're talking about the analysis?
yeah,
Okay.
because I know for me, like the way that male's gonna work out is totally different than how I'm going to. So is there a correlation between male and female?
We based the recommendations on the American Collegiate Sports Medicine recommendation. They didn't actually stress any difference between men and women. I think it's something that you can kind of like, maybe a woman would rather work on tone than try to build muscle and bulk up. I'm just
Right.
saying, but what we based the recommendation off of did not actually differentiate between male or female.
I'm gonna kind of piggyback this on her question. Does it maybe go by like weight or something?
Actually, that's probably the more appropriate answer to the question. Instead of differentiating between male and female, I think, to address your point, you're thinking along the lines of maybe, there might be a discrepancy between like how much you would lift or something like that, or how many reps you would be doing. Okay, well, the analysis is based on, a formula for 1 rep maximum. So, you put into the program your 1 rep maximum. And if that's lower for you, then we'll make an analysis based on, on what you give us, pretty much. Okay, so,
I got one question for you, Kat. Which one of you guys lift weights?
me.
All right. Would you use this app?
If I can have it on my phone, probably.
Have you tried it with the workouts that you do?
I don't know.
Okay.
Okay, so that's it for us. We're Team CGI. It's been a pleasure presenting for you all semester. Good luck to everyone.